Okay, let's unpack this. Today we're looking at a figure who is, just so central to the American story. You know, the hat, the beard, Abraham Lincoln.
Right. But we're not tackling some huge 1,000-page biography. We have a source, 222.pdf, that really strips the story down to its core essentials.
And that's what's so great about it. The source lays out this arc that honestly seems almost impossible on paper.
It really does. It's about how someone goes from the most humble beginning you can imagine to becoming, well, a global symbol of freedom.
That's the mission for this deep dive. I want to understand how that works. How does a guy born in a tiny wooden house end up being the person who holds a broken nation together?
Well, the starting line in 1809, the odds were basically zero.
Zero.
Yeah, the source is very clear about the poverty he was born into. Life in that little house was just very hard.
And it seems like it wasn't just the poverty, but also the isolation, right?
Exactly. And here's where it gets really interesting for me. The source points out he didn't go to school very much.
Which, in today's world, that's kind of where the story stops. No degree, no big career.
But for him, that was a catalyst. He just loved books. The source brings up that classic image of him reading by candlelight.
And it wasn't just a hobby.
No, not at all. It was, a self-driven mission to figure out the world.
Yeah.
He believed education was everything, so he built one for himself.
So the candlelight reading wasn't just about learning facts, it was forging character. The source says he learned to work hard and never give up.
Precisely. That resilience is the absolute key. He takes that work ethic with him, becomes a lawyer, and then, gets into politics.
But the skills are one thing. The source is very direct about his moral compass, specifically on slavery.
It says he saw it as wrong and unfair. Full stop.
A simple, powerful belief.
It was. He maintained that all people should be free. And that belief wasn't just theoretical. It put him on a direct collision course with the crisis of 1861.
The year he becomes the 16th president. Yep. And talk about walking into a firestorm. The country is immediately facing the Civil War. He's trying to govern a nation that is actively splitting in two.
And this is where that childhood resilience just pays off in spades. He had to work so hard just to keep the Union from completely dissolving.
But he wasn't just focused on the map, was he? He was also focused on that moral issue we just talked about.
Which brings us to 1863.
The Emancipation Proclamation.
A truly pivotal moment. The source highlights this as the point where he signed the order that helped free enslaved people. It was the action that backed up the belief.
So he's juggling these two massive goals at once.
Exactly. He's weaving together the goal of saving the country with the goal of expanding freedom. It's remarkable.
It's just such a tragedy that he didn't get to see the long-term results of all that work. The assassination in 1865 just cuts it all short.
It does, but the source makes a really strong point here. The man died, but the legacy, that didn't. He's remembered today as a great leader, an honest man.
The summary boils it all down to three things, right? Hard work, honesty, and courage. Those are the ingredients that changed history.
That's it. It's an incredible trajectory.
From reading by candlelight in a wooden shack to, well, saving the Republic. It raises a pretty interesting question for us today, though.
It does. We live in a world that is so obsessed with credentials, with degrees and formal paths to success.
So what does this all mean for you, the listener, then?
Well, Lincoln changed history without much formal schooling. He did it through sheer, raw curiosity and a refusal to stop learning.
It really makes you wonder.
Yeah. In our rush for certifications, are we maybe undervaluing the power of just simple curiosity? If one person can save a nation by reading by candlelight, what are we missing out on by waiting for someone else to teach us?